What's up, you guys? It's Petunia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, you guys, I'm gonna share this quick message and I'm hoping we'll see angeke offend a lot of people, and it's also a message not to shame anybody, but I think it's a wake-up call for the ladies, you know. So if you are a guy watching this, feel free to share with your sisters, older, younger sisters. It really doesn't matter. Mara na ufila ukuthi nje into leto bancedisa, you're welcome to do that, because you know the Lord is talking, and we also need to understand ukuthi uma mdali akhuluma into lesitidiscussako kule channel lena akusingoba akasithanzi or he doesn't want the best for us. In fact, ukhuta letindo because he wants the best for us. And as I'm about to share lento lengisharela yona manje, uyaveta ukuthi veta letindo from a spiritual perspective, because I'm not just you guys' creator, you know, I am your father. And so when women hurt, I hurt. When women cry to me, it does something. And uyafuna ukuthi wonke umuntu atibone through lama lens mdali la ambona ngawo, you know. And so I'm literally getting ready to start my day about 2-3 days ago, and I wasn't even planning to make this video, you guys, because we are still in the very first series, the covering angacethu with my episodes from that series, and I just thought, let me create this video and share before ngikhohlwa lama details mdali bekakuniketa wona, because ungahlala isikhathi sithi yes utobamba the core of the message, but kunetindo lento exoxa ngato so nemdali utubona ukuthi okay leti tisekela le revelation and tindo mhlambe letingamncedisa lo munye umuntu. So I thought, let me just make this video, and then I'm open, you know, kuva ukuthi you guys niyibona njani, and share your comments below. If we example a video, do like, and then I'm also going to share my clips on TikTok as well that I'm looking forward to see a community of me because it's been going down ngalena, you guys. I'm loving the energy because people are engaging by tons of content. It's, you know, not so nice. It's ruffling some feathers, and it's definitely not the kind of messages that most young people were ready for, but we are engaging, and that's where it's supposed to start. Good dialogue until mesho etu songe avulege, and that's when we can now make better decisions. And so I'm getting ready to start my day, and the Lord uyangisukela nje uthi how many times can a woman become a widow? Who's a widow now? Uti, and how much pain can one actually allow themselves by enjoy or in the name of relationships? I'm like, God, what are you talking about? Uthi, ngifuna kuveta from a spiritual perspective, ukuthi the dating culture is a gravesite. Uthi mdali yena, you guys, I made some notes because ngiyathanda ukuthi ngiyende ama notes so that ngakhohlwa some of, you know, the important things like ngifuna ukushare nani. But uthi mdali, when a lady angena ku relationship without covenant, usuke usign up to become a widow, and satane ungenile wayitwista lendo so much that sisebenzisa amagama okuthi nowadays, I'm in my healing era, independent girl, men are trash, we will never get married again. We are not even interested in getting married. We're not interested in having kids. Marriage is a scam, all those things. Uthi mdali, tonke letindo leto. Labo sesi seba maska ini le pain labayikerago or labayitholile from burying the husbands. I'm like, God, but they were never married. Uthi, there is no such. And then uyangikhumbuza the very first episode here with the covering, where we talk about how a lady is covered by God during her season yokuba single and how she's covered by the husband when she gets married. And I spoke about how the Lord showed me ukuthi there is no in between. And sometimes uyaveta ukuthi he's just too tired of women crying, hurting, in pain, questioning. Ngokuthi abafuni kulalela. There is no covering for a woman apart from the two. Covered by God, covered by your husband. Anything in between, it's just chaos that you are signing up for. Uthi mdala uya-highlight indaba yokuthi in a normal relationship where you are not married, when that relationship ends, ayipheli nje emoyeni, ihamba nepiece yakho. You lose a piece of yourself. Your identity, your confidence, your destiny is delayed. While you are trying to heal, you crying. Bathi ngibona nomnye nomadana balile lapha TikTok uthi uyahila utophinza abuye futhi egaming, you know. And from tino letinjalo umdali uyakubonisa but ku level le deep ukuthi spiritually kusuke kwendakalani. And the Lord waveta wathena nam makabuta ukuthi utivumela kayingakhi ukuthi ube a widow. Uyayibona? And I'm like, oh, isn't it just dating? What's no? Because in the spirit realm, once you engage with the man intimately, you are married to that person. Also, now when that relationship ends, you go through the very same process. Le mfati lo shonelwe indoda lo bekashadile goes through the denial phase, the hurting, the accepting of the ending of the relationship, the battling with your emotions, the hurt, the pain, the grief, all of that. What's it? There is no difference. And uyangibuyisela to the message that he gave me a couple of weeks ago. What's kumbula when I told you, Guti, relationships, these committed relationships are counterfeits for marriages. Uthi, in the spirit realm, there is no in between. If there is there's no covenant, just know, Guti, it's marriage. Netingoba, you are not wise enough. Guti ubone, Guti, you are married to the person, and then Satana uikava ngokuthi atini. No, just say we are in a committed relationship, right? Uthi but letindo tiafana. The only difference, Guti, the one is covered. Uthi now, look at a widow, lo vele ashonelwe indodzi yakhe. Wati, how many of them usually remarry uma indodza yakhe iqeda kushona? And I thought about it. I'm like, they really get married if umuntu sekashonelwe indodza yakhe. Yebona? Wati mdali, it's the same thing. Yebona? But ngalena uthi most women labangakaze bangene ku covenant, tinhlitiyo tabo tima graveyards. Unemadoda lamaningi lo muntu lawa monako la esifubeni sakhe, it's a lot. And these are things that women don't talk about, but they are crying in silence. And they are crying to me. The Lord is tired of ignorance. And we have it. I'm not showing you this to shame anybody. I'm sharing this because they are my daughters. I am a father. Ngaphandle kokuthi ngibe a creator nje just for the soul. And so mdali uyafuna kubona bantwana bakhe baba better. And uthi, this is not what I created women for. Uthi, I created a woman to be a nurturer. I created her to be a caregiver, to bear fruits emshadweni. Uyabona ukuthi bayini njani bangene kuma covenants. God is not against marriages, but ufuna ukuthi letinto tendeke kahle. He's not against relationships, but that relationship only makes sense if gune covenant, because the Lord wants to protect you from being a widow in the spirit. Mdali uthi tonke letinto leto ukuthi now marriage is a scam, men are trash, independent girl in my soft girl era. Mdali uyaveta uthi no, they are actually exhausted. They are widows in spirit. Some of them are still mourning. And uniketa a perfect example, uthi think about that widow lo matiko loke wambona adlula in that process lo vele bekashadile injani le process le. And if you think about it, uyathi ukuthi kunetinyanga where they don't talk, kunetinyanga where they keep to themselves, it's silence. She's going through the emotions, all of that, and then after tinyanga minyaka last uqala simbona so uyavela khona kancane. Is it really not the same thing that we are seeing around us? Ujolana lo nihlukene uyahila wena, next ujolana lo niyahlukana uyahila wena, ujolana uthi uNkulunkulu in the spirit realm you are a widow. Labanye benu so independent usova wena ukuthi vele wena awuyifuni indoda awufuni nokushada awufuni uthi uNkulunkulu lo muntu exhausted spiritually a widow, just like bakhona ama widows la eventually ayashada futhi lamanye abambelela ukuthi vele angeke azaza phinza shada. It's the same thing, especially for the ladies laba bakuma relationships for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Those are long-term relationships. Ungathola ukuthi nakaphuma lapho either life yakhe uyayidestroya ngokuthi ahlale vele sekaba liphepha so ujolana noma ngabe ngibani so tilahlela nakuphi. Why? Because of the grief. Gani difference yakhe nale widow lebe ishadile kuba ukuthi loyana uya understand ukuthi vele ungene ngesizotha lapha, and so noma indoda yakhe seyingekho uyachubeka atiphathe ngesizotha. Why? Because uhambe kahle bekungile covering lebekayithola from the husband, and now funa ukuthi I'm on a reach when at that side bayakhetha after the 6 years babe bayashada nomunye instead ukuthi utiphathe ngesizotha. So manje so you are turning into something totally different. Le bantu futhi bebangaze bayabona so uyangena uyaphuma because lendo yakho beyingana covering. Uyayibona, so uba loose sathane lapho futhi uyacapitalize nangaleli pain lakho kuvele nje ilife yakho seyamoshakala. And so umdali akatifundi letinto leto ufuna ukuthi sibe aware of what really happens in the spiritual realm, and uyaveta nje ukuthi widowhood is real and many young women are actually widows. Akusinza bayokuthi ima relationships bantu abawafuni, umshado bantu abawafuni, bantwana bantu ababafuni. They don't want men. There is no such. Uthi mdali, it's widowhood in the spirit realm. And so mbuto umile uthini, for how long are you going to allow yourself to go through that? Because any relationship lokuyo without covenant without covering vele igisa ekutheni uyoba yiwidow. Utokwenda kuze kube kangaki konke lokho. You are not tired of love. You are just mourning the hopes, the dreams, and the husband lobonayo in the spirit. And culture glorifies this when people are dying. Right, we need to wake up and just try to do the right thing. Mdali uyasho ukuthi bafati labaningi bekufuna ngabe sebashadile nokushada. But if una lelifu lelimnyama wena lehlitiyo yakho vele igcoke ingubo letimnyama, even the men that is assigned to you utokuthola njani? Uhlala ukhala. Nawakhala uyathandaza Nkosi yami ngihile, Nkosi yami ngihile. Kangaki. These are counterfeits, and Satane utinikete mandla ufuna destroyer bafat yeah, if I don't do it, but I'm tat, if I don't, child, if he's not assigned to you vele from labo before you showed up in this world, it doesn't matter how much and what you do. Akasiwo wako. And you are missing out etindweni mdali wena lakuphathele tona. There's so many ladies out there, so many ladies who would have been married, but ngenxa yokuthini lo muntu uphila wena uphila vele ubusemetry uhlala khona. You are a gravekeeper. My past relationships. Uto flourish in spirit. Widows, nema brides, lasses, and nema husbands, aba operating at indlela now. Mdale uti, I created my daughters to be brides, not in kempe, guma graveyards. That's not what God wants. And he's reaching out to his daughters. Uti, open your eyes. Open your eyes. What level of self-hate is that? To just, and culture, oh, it's just so impossible to be single. It's so impossible to wait until you marry. Like, no, you just can't. You need to hop from one thing to the next until you find what you think is best for you. But still, you are signing up for warfare and chaos, because we've been talking with the past videos. There is no way nitongena mshado ngemabhekdo. Mshado awungeni ngemabhekdo. Because mshado une author yawo. And you need to learn from the author. Ukuthi yendwa njani lento. Yeah, man. So we are being challenged really as women. Ukuthi utibuke nje. Ukuthi kahle kahle ilife yakho representa in the spirit realm, because we are spiritual beings before si phefumule la emhlabeni. Yonke into nje leyendeka lana ikuniketa nje isignal yokuthi spiritually kwendakalani. The chaos loyibonako around you ikuniketa isignal yokuthi kwendakalani in spirit. If you think about it, I love God. With this series here, the covering, with the very first episode, the way God gave it to me, which the single lady is covered by God, and then living like him, I am the husband to the single lady, and then atini, the married lady is covered by the husband. So the single lady, uma ahambe kahle, ubese uba covered by the husband. Atini nkulunkulu, if le husband le ingam honorish mfatwayo, nkulunkulu angeke awulalele mthandazo wakhe. Right? Now, when the husband dies, uthini uNkulunkulu living like, uthi, I have a problem. Nebantu labahlubu beta ma widows. Why? Because when you're single, you are covered by God. When you marry, you are covered by your husband. When the husband dies, the covering shifts again from husband back to God. Because a widow back to basically guba single, ubuyela back to the covering. Tell me, Guti Agumeki is in like Hanalako. You are not meant to be without covering. Singlehood, covered by God. Married, covered by husband. The husband dies, back to singlehood, which now say refer as widowhood because the husband died. But I covering lumfatlo yoso buyele covered by God. That's why Ngulungulatini, you mess with the offense, you mess with the widow, I'm coming for you. Why? Because labo seba under the covering of the Lord. Uma wenu logu jona nemundu for 5-10 years angakashadi, covered by who way? That's why there's so many widows in spirit. God is tired. God is exhausted of women crying and bangafuni sika in knowledge no wisdom so they can fully understand who they are. Listen to what God is saying. What I created a woman to be a nurturer, to bear fruits, to be a helper. We are so special in the eyes of the Lord. What I created a woman for covenant. Those were the words. He created you for covenant. Utivumelelani wena ukuthi be in a relationship for 5 years with the person that hasn't honored you with covenant. Why would you allow yourself ukuthi ube stuck in something like that? You don't love yourself and you don't have a relationship with your God. You don't even know your God. Because if you knew your God, you would know that you are so valuable to Him. Ungatifagi etimeni lekusasa tokuqala spiritually good dark. Why? Because uphila wena uyangqwaba uyagubha kuvela lo niyahlukana mangcwabo wonke lawo. Utongcwaba kuze kube nini? Hayibo guys. No. No. Don't do that to yourself. And I was talking to one of the guys ati until women learn to respect themselves, men will not stop using them. It's not a thing you are the one for those things. You don't want marriage, you don't want men at trash. Wait, what were you doing? Why did you leave your covering? Why did you leave your covering? Good day, to keep her under the covering of the Lord, because understand and what you are about, and you will know your God. Yes to this, no to that. And so until this generation ifunze to go back to God and make the Lord the center of everything, it's not going to end. I hope this helped. I'm out.